Here are the two 2024 Nissan Rogues. This is the SV in deep ocean blue over charcoal interior, and the SL in gun metallic over charcoal interior. I'm going to go over the differences between the trims, comparable rivals, pros and cons, and of course the problem that I have with the new Rogue. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. New this year starts off with the new V-Motion grille. All trims get 8.2 inches of clearance. When you step it up to the SV, it's kind of the sweet spot between this and the SL. That's why I'm doing the comparison between them, because the SL, you can add the premium package in which you're getting the platinum features and you could have some savings, both of which will have LED low and high beam headlights, LED daytime runnings with the intelligent auto high beam, which starts on the SV trim. Another thing you will notice is on the lower bit, you'll get the matte black, whereas when you bump it up onto the SL and the platinum, it will be the same color key on the lower trim. All trims will receive the same 1.5 liter VC turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that produces 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque paired to the extronic CVT transmission. There is a difference though in the MPGs, because when you go SV, you're getting 30 MPGs for the city, 37 MPGs for the highway. Whereas when you go SL, 29 MPGs for the city, 36 MPGs for the highway. And another big change is the wheels. It starts off with a 17-inch wheel. The SV will get an 18-inch, the SL will get a 19-inch, and that will carry on into the platinum. When you go SL, you're going to get the gloss black for the A-pillars, in between the window trims and highlighting the rear lower roof spoiler. The fenders are all going to be in the matte black. So whether you go SL, they'll have the same configuration, except going up to the SL, you'll get the integrated turn signal on the side view mirror and puddle lights, as well as going up into the platinum tier. All trims will get the independent front suspension and an independent multi-link rear suspension setup. When you're thinking competition, this is the only vehicle in class that has a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, because if you go to Honda and Toyota, that's not going to be the case. Towing up to 1,500 pounds, so if you are considering Honda, this is going to be spot on with it, and you will both have that CVT transmission. Toyota will be the one that has the 8-speed, or you could go into the Mazda, in which the suspension in the rear, they changed out that multi-link. It's now a torsion beam. So this actually has better dynamics, taking some of the bends, even though you're not really doing that with the family SUV. The SL and SV going up will have LED tail lights, and because of the clearance, it does sit up a little bit more so, and you can tell some of the difference too in the rear. SV, matte black for the bumper casing, whereas when you go into the SL, you'll get the same color key plus that gloss black elements on the lower roof spoiler. So it's going to look a little bit more sporty depending on the color trim that you pick, because even with this ocean blue, with the matte black, I'm all right with it. Standard is not going to be a power liftgate, and you can option a kick to open when you go into the SL. Since both get power liftgate and it's the same dimensions, we're just going to go into one. Going into 36.5 cubic feet of storage. Both are going to have the same storage capacity. You're going to have a storage nook here and here. Underneath the floor gets a spare tire. Otherwise, if you don't have the spare tire, this will be extra storage underneath, and you'll have a 2-tier where you could fold it up. Because I'm tall, I'm going to split fold the rear bench at the back. Otherwise, you'll have to go into the back door, increasing cargo to over 72 cubic feet of storage. Cloth interior with 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 6-way manual adjustment for the passenger, and standard will be a manual driver seat. 10-way power seat adjustment, heated front seats, leather interior, 4-way power seat for the passenger because of the SL premium package. Headroom for the SV and leg room. It's going to have actually more headroom here because we do not have a pano, and the dashboard is going to have a different configuration because we'll have the satin aluminum with an 8-inch infotainment and dual climate control settings with a digital reader in the center, whereas the SL will have a 12.3 digital gauge reader that can go through an array of configuration for the driver, a leather wrap steering wheel that's heated, multi-function with Pilot Assist 1 with the paddle shifts, the large 12.3 gauge cluster. It's going to have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Google Assist, Google Play Store, Amazon Alexa, plus you get a 360-degree reverse camera, and when you push onto these, you can change the camera layout. Now we have the 360-degree camera, which you can just simply click in the center. It will go all around the vehicle, or you can click onto the icons and it will go the direction that you point. With a tri-climate control setting, you get the gloss black inserts with the contrast stitching. It just looks a little bit more elegant when you go SL opposed to the SV. Both will have a auto-dimming rear view mirror, but you got the panel moonroof here because of the SL premium package, which makes headroom a little bit less, but you're gonna have the same legroom capacity for the front with a wireless charging pad. Driving mode select is going to be on both with a sport, standard, eco. It's gonna be a little bit more sporty, opens up into a deep, but it's not so wide storage pocket, and the door is gonna have the same configuration as the SV with one touch up and down for the driver window, soft to touch, and the same size storage pocket. For the SV, the back headroom and the legroom will be the same in both. You'll have the same storage capacity, except you're only going to get USB ports, air vents here, where we get the third climate control setting for the SL. Cup holders with armrest, and because it's leather seats, it's a little bit more comfortable. The SL with the premium package gives us these sunshades, plus you get a light here, where the SV will not receive that. The door is going to have the same materials, soft to touch, a little bit smaller of a storage pocket, sliding into the center. Feet space isn't bad because you actually have your own feet space here in the center. The rails are pushed up enough, but leg and shoulder space is good, as well as headroom. Whereas the SL, because we have the Pano and that premium SL package, headroom starts getting a little bit more tight because of the way the configuration is here, but you're gonna have the same leg space. 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. The SV and the SL, they're both gonna have the same powertrain, but this is what you're getting with the SV. Now the VC turbocharged engine is very unique because it has a multi-link that will change the compression ratio when you're mashing on the gas pedal, giving you either optimal fuel or making it where it's going to drink some fuel, but it's going to be a little bit more engaged, giving you a feel that you're going faster. It's not a sports car, it's still a family vehicle. And both trims are going to boast the same engine, the same suspension, except the interior will be a little bit different. So luxury, I would say you're gonna wanna maybe bump it up into the SL. The SV, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just gonna be a little bit more basic. I would choose this over the S because it's a few grand more and you're getting more features, which the S, you're not even getting power seat adjustment, both of which you're getting cloth seats. But then when you're thinking you're not getting heated seats, you gotta go up into the SL trim in order to do so, and they don't even offer ventilated seats when you go into the Rogue. Heads-up display is offered on the Platinum tier. I would say go into the SL if you're wanting to get all the bells and whistles and maybe add the premium package like we have, except you're not getting the Bose speakers and the heads-up display. The drive is comfortable though. The seat cushioning is good. It doesn't feel long or wide. The windows are large, so you can see for visibility, and 8.2 inches of clearance. It doesn't actually feel that tall off the ground. So I like how they kind of made it where I'm 6'3". I could just walk into the car. I don't have to bend over, or I don't have to step onto a step rail in order to get into the vehicle. But some of the major difference that we will see should be the sound deadening and maybe a little bit of the ride because the wheels are changed out. Turn radius is actually about 1.5 lanes. And I find myself hitting more of a 3 and higher RPM pretty much every time I'm engaging the vehicle. If I put it into Eco, you have to really push the gas pedal. And if you put it into standard, it's going to drive the way you drive normally because it saves the way you're driving the vehicle. In the SL, we got larger wheels. Let's see the sound deadening and the comfort. The seat comfort is actually better here, but you will feel a lot more of the imperfections in the road, and a lot of that is derived because we have a larger wheel. But because it's so much more luxurious, It just feels like a different vehicle. And when you're going for a longer journey, I feel like you will appreciate the softer materials going up the tier. Now, you can live without adding the premium features. I mean, even with this, with all the bells and whistles, you'll still have a savings compared to Toyota and Honda. Same thing with Mazda, and even Subaru has increased their price quite a bit. Because the infotainment screen still comes out of the dash, that is definitely going to be a con to me. The Pro, though, is you're getting the same technology as an Infiniti, and this is half the price of that. But because the price does start going into a near 40 grand, it does change the ball game. You will appreciate the luxury amenities in the interior, plus the wireless charging pad and the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, because it starts on the SL trim. But when you're thinking rival perspective, this particular car, we're looking to get some savings and get the amenities that they have, plus giving you a smooth drive. And both vehicles do that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Brandon Nissan for giving us these two 2024 Nissan Rogues, the SL versus the SV, for our car comparison review.